Well, brothers and sisters, as we may have noticed, this is Christmas. This is the real Christmas, we can say. Here we are, and not just in Aberdeen, but somehow also in Bethlehem. Here we are in the cave, the stable, the barn, or whatever it may have been. And with us is the whole of creation, angels, stars, animals. The ox knows its owner, and the donkey its master's crib. Abraham, Moses, and David are here. The prophets, led by Isaiah, for there is a child born to us, a son given to us, and seconded by Micah. You, Bethlehem, Ephratah, the least of the clans of Judah, from you will come for me a future ruler of Israel, whose origins go back to the distant past, to the days of old. Here are Mary and Joseph. Jesus, the child, the Christ, is here, and everyone, past, present, and to come, everyone who belongs to him is here. The ever-growing number, mass, multitude of Christians is here, 20 centuries of them, and how many more to come. They, we, are all here, all believers, all those baptized into his body. More than that, to use the phrase of the second reading, the whole human race is here, some not knowing where they are, or with their wills and faces resolutely turned away, but still here. The little forgotten folk of history and the great names from Caesar Augustus down to the big noises and names of now are all here too. As the candle of this child's life is lit, we can say what we will say again in the car park when we light the candle of Easter. Christ, yesterday and today, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. All time belongs to him and all the ages. To him be glory and power through every age and forever. Amen. Yes, the whole of Jesus is here. God from God and Word made flesh. The nativity and the resurrection, the crib and the cross, Mary's womb and the empty tomb. The mysteries of Christ sing antiphonally to one another. And as the Holy Father, Pope Francis, loves to say, everything is connected. The whole of God is here. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The manger and its child is the point of convergence, the center, the still point, the origin and goal of everything. And here we are at home. Now, I'm not just trying to be lyrical or imaginative. I'm trying to catch the loveliness, the goodness, the power, the reality of this night and its inmost meaning. I seem to have been hearing recently so many voices in the media, in private conversations, inside myself perhaps, voices saying in different ways, I am homeless, physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, any or all of these. I'm uprooted, dislocated, displaced, bewildered. This isn't the country I grew up in, I remember from my childhood, or came to so many years ago. What has happened to my family? What is happening in society? I'm not where I want to be. We are not in a good place. It isn't by chance that migration is the most visible social phenomenon around. It's symbolic as well as real. And in the end, beyond all the whatever causes we can give it, true enough, in their way, there's something deeper. The Bible gives us the key to this strange unhappiness within us and the way we evict each other. It goes beyond economics and politics and the travails of history. It is to do with the paradise, the Eden, every one of us has lost. We are all congenitally homeless. Now, in Elgin, those of you who know the town of Elgin, in Elgin stands Greyfriars Convent, a rebuild of a medieval Franciscan friary, which has passed through many mutations. And after the Sisters of Mercy left some years ago, now there are Dominican sisters there, I noticed an inscription over a doorway, Nulli certa domus. It's a line from Virgil, and it means no one has a certain home. Nulli certa domus. And at the monastery of Pluscaden, 6 miles away, I often used to watch the pheasants at the end of the day as the light was failing. They had been out all day, pecking for food in the fields, and as dark fell, they all came back to their roosts. After a final flurry of clucking, they'd fly to their roosts in the pines and fall asleep. They were at home. And here's the truth and the hope of tonight. It's so strange. There was no room for them in the inn, and yet the cave, the stable, the barn, whatever it may have been, has room for everyone and everything. The big people diminish in front of the crib, and the little people grow, and everyone who wants to can see. Here, God was homeless, and all men are at home. It was only a passing place for the Holy Family, but it's home for us. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, the child would say as a man. It's so strange. Jesus' whole life was a passage, an exile, until he returned to his Father. And even now, as in the Russian legend, he's the unrecognized peasant going from village to village, the vagrant wandering through history. But tonight, the homeless one gives us a home, his home. He is home. He is the home we hanker for. The first Christmas came and went. Every Christmas comes and goes, and the crib is put up and taken down. But now we have a home given us by God. Jesus was Mary's home her whole life. A certain home, certa domus, a lasting city, a good place. And his name is Jesus, and we belong to him by faith and hope and love. On the night he was betrayed, about to pass from this world to the Father, not in the cave of Bethlehem, the house of bread, but in an upper room in Jerusalem, having instituted the Eucharist, he told his disciples he was their home, and they were his. Anyone who loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we shall come to him and make our home in him. Remain, stay, make your home in me as I in you. Remain, stay, make your home in my love. So tonight, let's go. We are going. This is why we're here. Let's go to the homeless child and hear him say to us, to each of us, without a word, make your home in me.